All right, moving on to Cancer. This week, you're super excited about your new surroundings. There's not much to it, but you can see the possibility. You know that you can use the scraps around you to create a new foundation. This is where you begin to start planning, exploring new ideas, socializing with friends, and sharing your creative ideas with them. At the end of the week, you may feel a sudden panic that in all of this planning, you accidentally launched something before it was ready. As you realize that this was not the case, you simply return back to your planning mode. In the next week, you begin to physically create the foundation for your new project. As you step into being the owner of this new project, your personality and the way you carry yourself is expressed differently and professionally. While you are laying the foundation, you find a great new idea. There is something really special within the scope of the project that you shift your focus to. As you pivot, you run across some backlash from previously mentioned people. You are going against tradition, and it really upsets them. Instead of resisting them, you focus your attention on what you are creating instead. Eventually, you get down to one very clear, concrete, and powerful idea. Here, you find the core of what you've been wanting to bring into the world, and it's attached to a concept or a life truth. In fact, it's so powerful that the energy you were handling before disappears into the shadows. Great, moving on to Leo. This week, you're holding strong to your personal truth. You believe you are not wrong, and you're waiting for others or someone to agree. You begin to create your own personal reality based around this grudge you're holding on to. At the end of the week, you look past your current reality and see that you may not belong where you are right now. You begin to feel like, there's a difference between who you know you are and who you've become. Currently, you're surrounded by people in grief. You begin to rummage through the past, perhaps messages and journals, for the truth. Happily, you stumble upon the full truth that this is indeed not where you belong. In the next week, you begin to understand that maybe you are a little at fault and perhaps you are not in the right. You begin to apologize to those around you by saying you're sorry and offering forgiveness to them as well. As you do, you collect the last of your energy used to create that grudge reality, now old, as you get ready to go back to where you belong. Great, moving on to Virgo. This week, you are passionate about new ideas and new ideas that change the course of reality. You feel a resistant pushback from others who don't want to hear it. If they won't listen, you're driven to prove it to them by making the new reality real. You begin by working with younger folks to show them that they can do anything. Before, there was a feeling in the air from the old structures that said, life was like a factory and everyone had their limited place. Naturally, the new ideas begin to be shared out as change comes to your community. At the end of the week, you begin to take all the information you've been sharing and apply it to the deepest levels of your own life. This comes after receiving the gift of learning from your students who also teach you. In the next week, with all this growth, you go back to the old ones who pushed you away. You want to show them that the new reality is real. Change is here, and there's no going backward. Yet, they may still be clinging to the old, even as things are changing. In these conversations, you suddenly realize the power of choice and communal thoughts. If the collective decides something changes, so be it, and it will be destined to happen. It is a bit disheartening to realize this, though, because you see that it is a cycle of life. You understand it applies to your new reality that you're creating right now, too. However, you continue to move forward. Awesome. Moving on to Libra. This week, you are using your alchemy while you are away from home and your community. You're creating something new from something old, and quickly, your new creation takes off and blooms. Others around you take notice of this happening and totally validate you. They think it's, pretty cool. At the end of the week, you use this alchemy to beautify the connection you have with your family and your community. This becomes a healing that allows people to find things they've been looking for in their life. In the next week, you are concerned about anyone close to you knowing about this and about what you've been doing. Your creation has always been about creating movement. This can move folks out of being stuck, including moving any stuck energy out of your connections with them. This is a beautiful gift you're offering to others, but you are doing it anonymously. Awesome. Moving on to Scorpio. This week, you're stepping out of an old skin and into something new. You have outgrown the old rules about your life. You are moving into independence. Even though you've changed, you may feel like you're a bit stuck in the old. At the end of the week, you step outside of your current community for something new. However, you may find that you don't quite fit in here either. The new folks around you are helping you to build your confidence. They want you to know your potential and that you can become who you want to be. With their help, you gain your confidence and realize that life is not about fitting in. Life is about doing what you love. In the next week, you come back to your original community. You show off what you are capable of now and how much you've grown. You inspire others to take steps forward as well, with an understanding that this is simply one more option in the world. Great, moving on to Sagittarius. This week, you are frustrated by everything around you. You are looking at people's life in comparison, and you're angered and dissatisfied with your own life. In trying to be the better person, you attempt to find safety, even though you're bitter. It doesn't quite work out though. Midweek, you begin to really look at other people's life in detail. You begin to study what other people have done to get where they're at in their lives. This includes your relationship with them as well. You learn that you need to find a sense of safety outside of this group of people, as you've been trying to find it through comparison. So you step outside the group. This space allows you to find a new definition of safety. This exploration leads you into looking at what makes you feel genuinely safe in all aspects of your life. The group may step in because they really want to help you grow, but you are so not into the group right now. In the next week, you realize that you need to break through all the comparison and others' pressured desire to help you. In doing so, you end up facing some old wounds about belonging and being a part of in this world. As you emotionally break through, others begin to move away from you to offer you space. This is a big deal, shattering this old thing. Now, you get to have yourself in your fullest truth. The healing your process offers others is permission for them to be original too. Great, that is the Moon Horoscope Podcast for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to like this, subscribe it, and share it with your friends. Leave any comments wherever you can leave comments, depending on where you are. And keep in mind, you can do this on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and also on YouTube. So I hope you guys had a fantastic week. Your week moving forward looks amazing and challenging, but worth it. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Much love.